I am Liffey and welcome to another planty video. We're in another change of location today, mixing things up on the channel at the moment. This time we are in our bedroom because Misty's not feeling great today, so this is my cupboard. She's in the cupboard, so I sort of just wanted to keep an eye on her. I don't know, she threw up quite a bit this morning and now she's very sad, so I'm just keeping an eye on her. So I thought I'll just do this in here, why not? Hence being in the bedroom. So sorry, it's a bit odd, but it's where we are. But what I wanted to do today was a quick repotting. So I don't know how many videos this will be, probably like 2 videos, since I got this guy, this beautiful Rhaphidophora decursiva, and he came bare root, so he's been just rehydrating in here for a few days, but I don't want to leave him in water. I want to get him repotted. So I forgot to ask anyone for questions, so I'm just I'll waffle away as I pot him up. I went and got a pot this morning and made him a really botched pole because apparently they climb. So I want him to get nice and big, so I thought I'll just make him a pole. This is a really shoddy pole, but it's fine, it'll do for now. So it's also weirdly, so it's been boiling hot here in Cape Town for the last like 3 weeks. It's supposed to be autumn, it's not autumn. And then weirdly, we had a thunderstorm earlier. So today is the day of the Cape Cycle Tour, which is a huge cycling event. So luckily, it didn't storm while people were cycling. But I got this pot for it. I think that is quite cool. Having angles with it, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So I've already a little bit of soil on the bottom. I think I've actually put too much in, so I'm just going to decant some out. Very strange situation. I've got like plastic bags all over the floor. Don't repot in your bedroom, guys. This is not a good idea. She's very sad. Anyway, so yeah, just general things that have been happening. Show still a go. I chopped up this stick as well a little bit, so I've got like I think 5 little guys propagating, but I thought I'll just leave this and then let it do its thing as well, so I'm going to pot him up. Yeah, I thought I was only getting 1 room in the gallery, and it went there yesterday just to do like a final scope out measurement, make sure I've made enough pieces, and it turns out that I actually have 2 rooms. So I thought I'd made enough work, and it turns out that I'm now like 6 paintings down, and install is in 2 weeks. We're installing on my 30th birthday. So I'm not panicking. It's totally fine. Totally fine. In complete denial. Okay, let us get these roots in. I realize you can't actually see the pot. Maybe I should move this down. Hold on 2 seconds, guys. Always helps if you don't turn the camera off when you're readjusting. That's a little bit better. It'll do. Okay, so I think I actually might want to put the pole in at the same time so I don't like complicate life too much. I don't know, this could be a terrible idea because you can see, maybe you can see, he's got lots of little aerial roots. Those are just gagging for something to hold on to. So I'm actually gonna, so the little roots are there. I'm gonna wedge them actually right up against the pole. I think that's cool. I think that'll work. He needs a bit more soil in first, so trusty little scoopy scoop, just to way too small scoopy scoop, but it's fine. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying, but yeah, basically I need to make a lot more work for the show and I have no idea what I'm doing, but it's totally fine. It's totally fine. And someone messaged this morning, I'm not going to complain because I desperately need to make some sales, but they want to buy some pieces that I already made for the show, so I could potentially be 3 pieces down from the original lot anyway, so anyway, that's art news. Planting news, not really much to report. Everyone's sort of doing well, I think. My Ashenanthus, I know that's not how you say it, but I feel like I'm unable to pronounce it any other way. It's doing quite sad. I think I overwatered it quite drastically, and now I just can't really find like the golden spot for it. So I've cut a bit off and I'm propagating because I'm sort of convinced that I may have killed it. which makes me very sad because I think the plant is beautiful. But I've moved him right in front of the humidifier now, so hopefully that helps. What else? I'm basically just trying to not buy so many plants, to be honest, because really I got into plants again last year, garden the year before, because I've been living in apartments, as most people do, from university days, and then just carried on living in apartments just because as a person living by myself I couldn't afford to live in a house. But then James and I moved in together and moved into this place, and that had a garden, so that kind of allowed me to have an outside space, which I've been loving. And then got back into indoor plants. Growing up with indoor plants, always in the house. So we were lucky enough to grow up in a house with a double-story atrium. So the top of our stairs, we had an angled skylight. The top of our roof was a skylight. And then there was a tree growing inside our house. The people who built our house were really strange, but I appreciate it. There was literally like a huge atrium that had a tree in the middle and then loads of plants around it. And that was how we grew up. So I literally grew up with a tree in the house. But I think when you're a teenager, you don't really appreciate what's around you. At least I didn't. I'm sure other people are better than me, but I didn't. And now I look back at it and I remember going to pick out a plant for my, I was lucky enough to have my own bathroom. I went to go pick out a plant for my bathroom, and I picked out Dracaena, a Song of India, I think it was actually. And at the time I got it, I wanted it because it was the same height as me. I was 12, I think, and that plant is still at our house. I'm now a little bit taller than that plant, but not very much. It's grown a lot, but I did not grow very much. So yeah, plants have pretty much always been there. Sorry, this is becoming like this weird deep discussion, but I guess that's what happens when you are just waffling to a camera and using a tiny scoop. That's very exciting. Okay, let's wedge this little section in. The problem is I don't know which side is up. I think there's a tiny little growth point there. So I think this is up. We'll go with that. This is up. Yeah, I think that's up. But I mean, I know I want to do a whole video on this, and I did ask on Instagram, and I've had some amazing responses. So thank you to anyone who did respond to me asking about this. But a couple of years ago, I mean, I know I've mentioned this on the channel before, but my life basically fell apart. My mum, who I was incredibly close to, passed away really suddenly. It was, yeah, very out of the blue. And I've sort of realised that plants are like a way for me to still feel connected to her, I guess. Like when we were little, my brother and I, when we grew up, we were given like a pot and a hanging basket each, and like those were ours, and we got to look after the, plant them up ourselves and pick the plants from the nurseries. So yeah, it's just kind of, it feels like it's like part of the grieving process, I think. And I think that's the same for a lot of people. So I'm going to do a whole video, I think, on plants and mental health, because I think it's an important thing to acknowledge, and it seems to be quite a common thing in the plant community. I mean, I know people get into plants for lots of different reasons, but I think there's something quite, I don't know, calming about looking after plants. I also do not mix up enough soil. She's asleep. I might have to do a little bit more for the top. I genuinely thought I'd made enough, but obviously not. I also couldn't find my florist tape because all my plant supplies live in studio, and studio is just, it just looks like the apocalypse has happened in there. I don't know where the florist tape has gone. Yeah, this is nowhere near enough soil. Well, there's like a few inches, no, like an inch and a half, I guess, at the below the rim. That'll do for now. I don't want to put too much soil in because I don't want to overwater the roots as well. Oh, okay, we are in. Man, this plant is pretty. So the last step of this, other than watering it in, is anyway, I'm digressing. I couldn't find my florist tape, but I could find some of my like stretchy t-shirt yarn, which I also use to bind plants. I don't like to use anything that's too sharp on the petioles or stems or whatever you want to call them. I'm actually going to 2-in-1 bind this, so I don't know if you can see, move it back a little bit. So I've just gone down, yeah, the base of this one, and then the little stub, the stub is behind here, so I'm actually going to tie both of them together using one. There we go. This t-shirt stuff is really nice. Oh, it's raining again. This is so exciting. So we are in the middle of an intense drought here in Cape Town, so this is great. This is great. I've got buckets out under all the gutters. So nice. I actually don't think I need to do more than that. The aerial roots, I might actually just twizzle this aerial root around just to sort of encourage him to attach, but gently. I think we're in. I think we are in. Okay, I actually really needed to do this. I've been absolutely panicking today about the show, as you do. Sorry, that was a horrible sniff, but I panic a lot about stuff, and this made me feel a lot better. I feel a lot calmer. So there we go. I really like it. Oh, it's raining hard. This is so nice. And I can see a sunbird. I like it in this pot. I don't normally like square pots, but I went shopping this morning and saw this guy and thought I was going to just buy a white pot, a round white pot. But I think that. Anyway, here we go. This beautiful plant is potted up. I think I might, maybe I'll try. Well, I'll talk to you. I'll say goodbye as I'm doing this because I'm actually going to bind this up a little bit just to stop him sticking out so much. So, thank you for tuning in. It has been lovely having you here. If you like this video, I would love for you to subscribe. If you've already subscribed, guys, I genuinely can't tell you how much I appreciate it. It means a lot. Starting this channel was an incredibly scary thing to do. I have a lot of self-confidence issues, and it was really scary. And this has really helped. Like, just starting this sounds really ridiculous, but like just starting this channel's made me feel a bit better about myself, which I don't know. Maybe that's a bit stupid, but anyway, I digress. Thank you if you subscribed. And if you would like to subscribe, please hit the channel button below somewhere. You can also turn on notifications. Okay, I'm going to stop waffling. Thank you for watching. Misty, who is now fast asleep and hopefully is feeling a little bit better. Rosie, who's probably sitting in the rain, bless her, because she's so fluffy she can't feel it. And I will see you next time for another planty video. Thanks, guys. See you guys next time.